For the life of me, I can't work out why the GHD is expensive. It's like $1,000 for a good quality one. I don't understand why that is the case. It's basically a bunch of pads on a frame and that's it. It's not even a machine. It's a freaking tool that you lay on and you hook your feet on. And they want so much money. Like the Rogue one is just stupid expensive. So anyway, I've been thinking about it the last few days, checking it all out, blah, blah, blah. I was looking for the hammer strength one, the same one from the gym that I did the other day, and I couldn't even find that. So I just went, man, this is not hard, man. I can put something together. So what you guys are seeing here is what I basically put together to make a GHD machine, or whatever you want to call it. A whole bunch of blocks. I've got a can there, water can, and then I put a bunch of foam I cut up, pads, so I can basically put my junk somewhere, because if it's just a flat pad, then your junk gets bloody squashed when you're extending up. So I've done that. It's kind of like the same thing as in the gym, same concept. And then I put a towel and a couple of nails on the bench, so the towel doesn't fall over, and that's it. Ideally, I would like a couple of more blocks so I can kind of extend a little bit further down, because right now I'm not fully 90 degrees. But fantastic. It absolutely worked out perfectly. My hamstring got smashed. My glutes got worked out really well, and my lower back absolutely got annihilated. So there you go. Save yourself $1,000 by putting something like this together. All you need really is somewhere to put your feet, and then something comfortable that you can kind of lay on top of, and you need some height off the floor. That's basically it. I even looked at for, I think they're called pommel horses. It's like a gymnastic thing that they use. I don't have the terminology for that type of but anyway, it's like a thing for gymnastics. I looked at that. For $300 you can get that. That's kind of like height adjustable thing. You can kind of do that. All you need then is just to put your feet somewhere. So anyway, I ended up doing 10 sets of 10 of this, just like I did the other day in the gym, and I absolutely got annihilated. I was really, really sore. I was saying to the cameraman, after each of these sets, I literally feel like a silverback walking around. I'm so erect, my posture's so unbelievable. My shoulders are back, my chin is up. My anterior pelvic tilt gets basically sorted with this exercise. So I did 10 sets of that, and the other good thing is I can just push these things out of the way. Take the can off, take the pads off, split the blocks in half, and push everything to the side so I can do some squatting. Whereas if I bought the GHD, man, those things are humongous. You can't do anything other than walk around them. So that's another big thing. They're stupid expensive, which I do not understand. And they're also humongous, and they get in the way of everything. So anyway, I did a whole bunch of these sets, and I skipped completely good mornings altogether. I've said this in the past, the good mornings are secondary to this to me. This is by far the better option. And then the deadlifts, I did quite heavy deadlifts the other day, so I'll maybe do deadlifts tomorrow or something. But I think this is going to be a daily thing for me. I'll continue to do this, and then I'll throw in calves whenever I kind of feel like it. As well, but definitely this is the primary movement alongside the squat. With the squat, my back was so fried that I kind of had trouble getting in the hole. A couple of you guys said that I had a bit of butt winking in the gym video that we did. A couple of those shots, especially with the kind of smaller weight, my butt was kind of tucking underneath, and I think that's the primary reason for that is because I basically fried my lower back with the GHD, and I didn't have the strength anymore to kind of keep my flat back. So for people that are getting that even without the GHD leading up to the squat, I would recommend doing a whole bunch of GHDs or hypers or something like that after your workout, kind of like as the last exercise, just to bring up your erectors, bring up your glutes and hamstrings, because butt wing for me is two things. Your posterior chain is not long enough, and your posterior chain is not strong enough. So if you kind of do a bit of stretching, which is kind of questionable from my side anyway, I feel like a lot of people don't need to stretch their posterior chain. I think a lot of people need to strengthen their posterior chain, because with strength comes length. I've said this a number of times. A tight muscle is generally a weak muscle. So doing yoga for a weak muscle is not going to be beneficial, because what you're doing there is you're just making that weak muscle longer and predisposing it to injury. The reason why muscles get tight is because they're weak and they want to basically shell themselves in and pretend and protect themselves from rupturing or tearing off the bone or something like this. Because if a weak thing was also long, then it becomes extra weak. So if you concentrate on some strengthening exercises, you'll find that you'll get length in the hamstring, you will get length in the squat, you feel a lot better. We do a lot of sitting. We do way too much sitting. So something like this that you're seeing is just basically reversing sitting. Like we're literally working all of the muscles that are short and relaxed when we seated. So that's about being the story for me. If you guys have that even without doing a whole lot of GHDs, I recommend you do the GHDs, but after the fact of squatting, and really hammer that and get that posterior chain long and strong. For me, I mean, I did it again, really. I did 10 sets of 10 with this, so that's way too much. And you can see with the bar, I had trouble kind of keeping a lower back straight. It was just so full of blood, and it's kind of same story as the other day in the gym. Very hard to kind of keep it controlled. So I kind of tried to do tempo squats, but man, that middle portion where the knee is kind of at 90 degrees, man, there's a lot of weight, there's a lot of force through the posterior chain, and that was absolutely killing me. I had a lot of trouble controlling 140 kilos. So I think for 160 and I think 180 was the top. I think for both of those, I kind of didn't slow down the descent that much, basically because I didn't have it in me. So core is very, very important. I think this is 60, so 60 kilos. I think even here, not even this is slow, because I basically know that I'm fried. I think moving forward, what I'll do is I'll maybe do 5 sets of 10 of GHDs or 3 or something like this, and I'll do the majority of GHDs after the squatting. Even though it's a great warm-up exercise, when you do 100 freaking repetitions, it ends up being the workout. And that's what I said to the cameraman. I literally feel like it's the workout. The GHD is the workout. Especially today as well. Like I just felt like I was done after the 100 reps. I was just that spent. But anyway, as I was kind of going through the weight, like this, I couldn't slow down the descent, the eccentric portion, but I felt really poppy on the concentric portion. Like I felt like I could really jump with the weight. So this is 100. You can see that I don't have trouble kind of standing up with it. It's just going down is where I feel most of the strain. There you go. I slowed this one down quite a lot. I think that was my last rep. And I knew that. That's why I did it. Because if I had a couple more of those in me, there was no way I would survive. Yeah, I'm feeling it here. Actually, me kind of just hunching over like that, was stretching my lower back. But it's a good kind of lower back feeling. This thing comes with, I guess, training experience. If you're new to the game, if you feel some sort of discomfort, I would just basically say to you, stop. But over time, you kind of learn what type of sensation is good and what type of sensation is bad. Certainly, if it's a sharp pain, that's never a good thing. If it's a kind of like a dull thing, dull could also be kind of problematic, especially if it's kind of like a sciatica or if one of the disc is herniating or threatening to herniate, that's also crap. But generally speaking, if it's sharp, it's really, really bad. If it's dull, it could be dull because you've got a pump. But yeah, that comes with experience. So just don't be a numbskull and go for AMRAPs all the time and just ignore everything. So this is 160. I think this was all right. Let's have a look. Oh, that's slower than I thought it would be. Actually faster than I thought it would be. Actually, no. What am I saying? I think it's slower. Because I thought I was having trouble controlling on the way down, but it seems it's pretty slow. So I was kind of doing all right. But I think there's the 180. Let's see how the 180. Man, the camera always lies to me, man. Always lies to me. Put the shorts up for you fellas. You can see. Yeah, that's slow. So you can see that I look like I really don't lift. There's no definition there. Just, I don't know. A lot of you guys say I've got stick legs. There's a bit of mass there. I'm just not defined. Whatever. You're doing the job. So anyway, after I did 180, I thought I need some volume in the squatting motion. My TFL is feeling fantastic after all these GHDs. So I said to the cameraman, let's do 140 for set of 10. I ended up doing 11. But this felt really good. Felt really, really good. I felt poppy as anything here. Weight was moving quick. And my back was kind of letting go at this point as well. Like I felt good with my back. So that's kind of strange. But, you know, the back was kind of the most difficult with the empty bar. And then as the sets kind of progressed, especially here, I wasn't feeling my back here at all. I was feeling my core, my interior core. Felt my abs really working hard, controlling this. And I felt the quads. That looks pretty good. Sucking in deep. I was breathing for 5 or 6, 7 minutes, something like this. After this set, I was breathing hard. Who says cardio can't be done with a barbell? Definitely can be. And I'm absolutely busted. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoy the GHD setup I've got, and definitely try that out at home if you're training at home. All right, guys, catch you next one. Peace.